Alright, so, if you're on Radioactive Girl server, you may know why this video is, coming out, and I'm talking about this. But this is something I feel that just needs to be addressed. Basically, it's surrounding one of, not just this, but multiple others. Basically, I'm just gonna get right into it. It was 9/11. This video is it's not about 9/11. It's just, you'll figure out. So if you don't know, if you're from a different country and are watching this, even people from different countries know about it. It shocked the world. But I'll tell you, if you don't know, 9/11 was basically one of the worst events in American history. It was a terrorist attack on the United States, where basically terrorists, they snuck onto airliners and they killed, the pilots, and used two of the planes to crash into the World Trade Centers, the Pentagon, and one almost hit the White House if the people on the plane didn't fight back and kill the pilot and sacrifice themselves to save the White House. That is why, every time on 9/11 you see everyone's channels filled up with 9/11 never forget, because it was a tragedy. That shit was dark. Even my parents were alive during it, and they said they were shocked too. If you look online, even the president himself was when he was in the school talking to some kids, and you saw one of the president advisors whisper in his ear what's happening, you could see his face just change. That shit was serious. So everyone's basically, it's globally agreed that 9/11 is just an iffy subject, and you shouldn't mess around with it because it's a fucking tragedy. It was a terrorist attack. But apparently people are just making scenarios on it anyways. I know they're saying, oh, I'm not trying to mock the tragedy, this is just a hypothetical scenario. I would be fine if this shit wasn't 9/11/21 or 9/12. Alright, if it was, what if the EAS was used on 9/11, because it existed back then, and honestly it should have been, because it would have informed people quicker and let people know and let the governments know what's going on quicker. Because I even thought about doing that. I'm not going to, because I feel that's disrespectful too. Say you made a scenario what if the EAS was used on 9/11? Fine, I wouldn't care. That's actually pretty interesting to see how the alerts would come out. But making a scenario about a tragedy happening again, that's just a bit weird and insensitive. Even Harvester did that with his rebellion video, about the SARS riots going on in Nigeria, where the police, that's a whole nother situation. Harvester, he took down his video and basically changed it so that Nigeria became the UK, and it's his country, and the UK is basically doing what SARS doing. But that didn't actually happen. He even said that he thought it was a bit insensitive and excessive. So even he acknowledged that it was a bit insensitive to do that. But everyone's just making scenarios on it on 9/11 it's fine. And even, alright, I don't want to call the 3 videos I've seen, and they're popular ones: 9/12 remastered, 9/11/21 by SPC Hermitage, and 9/11/21 by the cat 227. I'm stupid. So the only one out of that one I've watched is the cat's version, and in his version, the White House literally gets destroyed, and I'm pretty sure, if I recall correctly, the president dies. What? Like, that couldn't happen in our timeline because, he wasn't even at the White House at the time. He was addressing students out of school, so even if the fourth plane hit the White House, nothing that serious would happen. We just lose a, big monument in the capital of our country. But, why? Why would you do that? We don't want that shit to happen. That's why the war on terror started, and that was just devastating. Alright, it caused us to commit war crimes. It basically fucked up the Middle East. Now everyone fucking hates us there, and shit's happening. Why? Like I said, if it was just a hypothetical, what if the EAS was activated on 9/11? I wouldn't have a problem with it, because honestly, that's what should have happened. But making a whole nother tragedy is just insensitive. And this also happens too. Alright. People also make videos on school shootings and stuff. And I'm just what the what? It's just so stupid. I know, they don't, do, what if the EAS was activated during Columbine? Because the EAS did exist back then. It was in its infancy, it was only 2 years old. But, still, those are common in this fucking trash country. Why are you making a fake version? Those, school shooter scenarios and active shooter scenarios, I don't really mind. They still kind of, make me pissed a bit, because what happens in them, because school shootings are a touchy topic, and now for me it's personal, because someone literally snuck a BB gun. Well, no one knew if it was a BB gun at the time, but it was leaked that it was one into the school, and we actually went on a hard lockdown. You can go find that story time on my main channel. And it happened another time where someone brought a real fucking knife into the school, but we didn't go on lockdown for that one. I'm not trying to get personal with this one. I'm just saying. So now it strikes a personal chord, and I'm just why? It makes no sense. Why? And then these same people will go on to be with the current crisis that's gripping our world, it has the world by the balls. You all know what it is. It's fucked up your life. It's fucked up my life. COVID-19, the coronavirus, SARS-CoV-2, whatever you want to call it. It's a global emergency. All right, people in radio server were saying, dummy boy says it's global emergency. They don't exist. It is. Global alerts may not exist, but this is a global emergency. They grip the U.S. the most. It's worse in this country, but it's a global emergency. People are saying, we're not making any scenarios around COVID because it's touchy and it's serious. And this was back when COVID wasn't even that bad, in April. And people were saying, I'm not gonna do a scenario on COVID-19. That's serious. COVID-19 was thought to just be another flu back then. But you don't want to make okay. Let's stop right here. Let's cool the brakes. Let's hit the brakes. I don't want people to make scenarios on COVID. Even back then, I didn't want it. Nowadays, I definitely wouldn't want it, because it's personal now. My friend's mom literally got infected with COVID. My friends on Discord are literally catching COVID left and right, and I'm pretty sure I had COVID before. I don't know if it is, but I had a lot of the symptoms. So yeah, I'm not trying to say, make all those scenarios about COVID. I don't want it. Alright, so now that we got that addressed, I'm gonna go into my point. So back then, you won't make a scenario about basically a flu in Wuhan, since that's what it was thought to be, she'll make a scenario about a national tragedy that took the world by storm. It shocked everyone. We literally say never forget. 9/11, never forget. You're gonna make one like that, like funny plane going building a second time. The next day more planes going through more buildings. Like, what? But you won't make one about just a flu because it's serious. Like, if people were asking for COVID scenarios now, I'd see why. I'm pretty sure we're at like 80 million cases worldwide. We almost got 100 million if I recall correctly. So right now I'd understand. Even back then I understood because the world was getting kind of scared. Like, what's this gonna turn into? It's already spreading. It's a Chinese New Year. People went to the country. It's spreading around the world now. And I'm just like, it's just so stupid. Like, this video was unscripted, so I'm probably just jumping from topics left and right. Doesn't make any sense. But I'm pretty sure you can get the overall narrative. Stop making scenarios about tragedies and touchy subject. I can understand. War, that's a touchy subject, especially for countries that have war recently. Like war scenarios, I'm fine with. I made them myself. I literally made one about the rebuilding of the Third German Reich, the Nazi Party, causing a rabies outbreak in the United States, and then it turned into a world war. All right. I don't care. Okay, I would care if people made the similar scenario like me. If it was an actual new Holocaust, that's when we gotta slow the break. But if it was like mine, like they just caused a small little zombie outbreak that got contained by Hiroshima nukes, I'd be fine. But what? Like, just making scenarios on subjects that have probably struck a personal chord with people. 2,000 people died. I'm pretty sure nearly 3,000 people died. That's worse than Pearl Harbor, another tragedy that got us involved with World War II. Like, imagine that, bro. Like, I'm just imagining, like, an EAS enthusiast, they're like, say, 20, 30 years old. They lost relatives to COVID. I mean, not COVID, 9/11. And they just see the scenario like, oh, what's this? 9/12? What's this about? Or 9/11/21? What? And they click on it, and it's another attack. Imagine how they're going to feel, bro. All the bad memories that'll come back, and how mad they will get that people are just making this, just making it. Like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of mad. This kind of got me mad because how stupid it is. That's all I'm gonna say. I hope you guys got the narrative. Like and subscribe. I just want to address the fucking elephant in the room, I guess, because this is just going unnoticed, and I'm just like, what? Even if it's not trying to mock the tragedy, never mind. I'm just gonna go on another tangent. Bye.